What up, tube? We're gonna talk about something that's really, really annoying in the black community. We're dealing with these women. And a lot of you guys have heard it, have heard the terminology, the self-worship of these cane toads in the black community. They always want to call themselves queens and goddesses and all these luxurious titles, these noble titles. Want to walk around and just hand them out willy-nilly to anybody. These silly, childish titles. And they even go so far to hand them out to guys too. Oh, he's a king. And they even go as far as to hand them out to dudes too, talking about he's a king and all this silliness. And I find it ironic. They actually believe, they walk around and believe that they have the authority to label somebody, and to give somebody a noble title when they don't even live noble lives. They are not noble people. And I'm gonna say this because I know it's a lot of stupid people that's probably listening. It should go without saying, but you gotta put a disclaimer on it anyway, because a lot of people are stupid and they start swimming in a river of feelings when you're harsh on them. Obviously, I'm not saying 100%. I'm just saying the percentage is very, 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 very high. 93 to 95% of y'all bras walk around calling yourself queens. Well, who made you a queen? As far as I know, as far as I can tell, that's an ancient title that a woman does not give themselves. You can't make yourself a queen. In order to be a queen, a king has to make you. But a lot of you bitches got it fucking backwards. You think you can just walk outside and call you a queen, even though your stupid ass is walking around in a fucking bonnet outside in public as if that's something normal or noble to be done by a woman. But y'all think it is. And some of y'all actually think that's y'all crown. How you single? How you a single mother and you a queen? Who made you a queen? Where your king at? Because the only way you can be one is if a king made you. And the only way he can be a king is if he's a noble person. If he's a righteous person. If he has goals that he's striving for and he's pushing towards those goals. If he's guiding and he's teaching. That's the only way he can be a king. But y'all had no silly titles out to anybody just because of the color of their skin. Oh, that person's skin color is such and such. So therefore, since his skin color is such and such, I'm gonna label him a king because I'm a queen. How does that even make sense? Even in the simplest thought process of a chessboard game, the chessboard game called chess. There's a king and a queen on the chessboard. You can't grab the pawn and say, well, you know what? From now on, this pawn is a king. This pawn is a queen. Wait a minute. It don't work like that. It goes against the rules of the game. And that same thought process can be attributed to the game of life. You can't make yourself a queen. What the fuck are you bras talking about? Y'all sound stupid as fuck. Especially you ratchet assholes that are nowhere close to any human being that's noble. There's nothing noble about you. The only queen that a lot of y'all represent is the definition of the one spelled Quean. You look at that definition. Yes, a lot of you carry yourselves like that kind of queen. But as far as a title of nobility, no, you can't just hand yourself that. Real life doesn't work like that. And a lot of black women are very, very fucking delusional, which is why they're on the bottom of the dating totem pole. And the chosen few of you that are decent women, that carry yourself in a decent manner, you need to put forth a stronger effort to separate yourself from the ratchetness, the debauchery, the delusions, and the bullshit of the community, the black community, the so-called black community. Because if you don't, you are guilty by association. They say silence is tacit consent. So if silence is tacit consent, then that's when you must be thrown in the same pot of Dumbo Gumbo with the rest of the ratchet thoughts, cane toads out there. The Strags, the German Shepherds, the Potato Heads, whatever you want to call these bitches. At that point, you all belong in the same pot because you're not separating yourself. You're not speaking out against it. So, as far as I'm concerned, you're part of it too then. Which is why the numbers in the black community as far as black women being married are so very low. They'd rather be prostitutes and whores and brag about it like it's something special to be beholden to. They rather approach it that way. They rather live their life that way and then have the audacity to call themselves queens. No, you're not a queen. You're nowhere near. You motherfuckers are some of the most delusional group of women on the planet. And it's sad because you can easily wake yourself up out of the delusion and put forth making yourself a better woman if you wanted to. But the sad part about the black community, black women in the black community, y'all don't want to. Y'all enjoy being in a position that y'all in, knowing that daddy government can help. And for you swirlers, you think there's a whole bunch of Chads and Brads out there that's coming to swoop you up. That shit ain't happening. Because if it was, it would have happened already in masses. It would have happened in droves already if that was true. But it's not. And a lot of you know this to be fact. You know when you become a fucking queen? When a man marries you. That's when you become a queen. And it doesn't stop there because you still have to carry on your wifely duties in order to be beholden as a queen, a true queen. That's the only way you can be one. So it's number one, getting married. Number two, acting like a wife and appreciating your husband and pulling from the same end of the rope as your husband. You're in it together. That is what a queen is. Not none of you motherfucking baghead bonnet wearing bitches. None of you hoes is queens, so you need to cut that shit out. You motherfuckers is closer to court jesters. Talking about I'm a queen, bitch. No the fuck you ain't. Now do some motherfucking card tricks, court jester. Make the people laugh. That's what you're good for. Entertain us. That's what you're good for. You look at old ass motherfucking salamander face bras like Vivica Fox. But she's 57 years old and has the audacity to think she knows what a real man is. Okay, you know what a real man is. Why can't you keep one? Why can't you get one? I bet you she can't answer that question. 50 got away from her as soon as he could once he realized how crazy and trifling she was. And he was barely in the game at the time. At the time, their popularity was, you can say that it was around neck and neck. I mean, Vivica was at she's, you know, at the time it was the beginning of her decline, or however you want to look at it. She was declining at the time, so if 50 was just coming in the game, just started popping. So at the time, in theory, you would say he would have more to gain staying with her. And even he said, you know what, fuck this, I don't want to be with this bride. Nah, fuck that. And to this day, the men that she claims are real men, for some strange reason, they ain't trying to marry her. And it's women like her all over the black community with these built-in excuses. No, I haven't found the right one yet. No, I'm willing to bet you had the right one in your life many times, and you fucked it up with your mouth and your attitude. And he got to the point where he was like, you know what, fuck this bitch, I don't want to be with her no more. It's everybody else's fault. Never the black woman's fault. Tell me this, fellas, when's the last time you've heard a black woman, especially in any kind of relationship, marriage dynamic, when's the last time you heard one say, you know what, this was my fault, it wasn't his fault, it's all on me. All on me. I shouldn't have done that. He was right, I shouldn't have done that. I need to learn from my mistake. When was the last time you ever heard any black woman say that? A queen, a true queen, would say that, would acknowledge that, because she's following her king, the one who made her a queen. Not these heifers running around. You can't tell them shit. They know everything about everything, and they're never wrong about anything. Just like that meme I saw. It might have been Facebook, it might have been Instagram. The cartoon one, where the black woman tells the brother, you know what, you gotta change, you gotta do better. His reply is, okay, I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember verbatim, but he basically said, okay, you're right. I do got to do better, but you got to do better too. That was his response to her. And then her next response was, well, if you don't like who I am, then maybe you should just leave the relationship. This is the attitude and thought process of modern day black women in Western society. They're never wrong about anything, and they wonder why they're at the bottom of the dating totem pole. Not just with black men, men of all races. And I don't care how often Hollywood try to post these images in movies and TV shows that all these white men are coming to scoop up these black women, yet the numbers of them being unmarried are not decreasing, they're increasing. So how is that even possible? It's all an illusion, a lie, and a lot of these black women buy into that delusion and lie. From customer service to human resources, any aspect of corporate America, they are the worst as far as attitudes. They are the most fucked up people you can have in those positions. And don't be a black man trying to get any of those positions. You will get fucked over, straight up. Shout out to Angry Man. He pointed that shit out the other day. And I noticed that in corporate society. And I'm not just talking the high-rise version of it, the suit and tie version of it. I'm talking about every aspect of it. The warehouse sector, the transportation sector, the plumbing sector, electricians, HVAC. There's always one of these bad attitude, know nothing, know it all bitches that you got to deal with. And a lot of times when they see that you a black man, they immediately start making plans to undercut you and get you out of there, because they don't want you prosperous in society. Especially now, they scared you. They don't want you speaking the truth, not our truth, the facts, the logical facts. That's what we bringing. They don't want us to have money so that we have access and ability to do that. They don't want us waking up future generations of men and boys growing up to being men, so they don't suffer through the same hardships and bullshit that a lot of us had to suffer through trial and error. I'm from the Gen X era. There was a lot of trial and error going on, and we was able to see the bridge and the change in the environment. There was a split in Gen X women. There was a lot of women in the Gen X generation that had potential to be true queens. A lot of them chose to be ratchet thoughts, whores, and stripper worshipers. So yeah, a lot of that started in our generation as far as women choosing to go rogue instead of doing the right thing and being noble people. And yet they still want to walk around and call themselves queens and goddesses and all that stupid fairy tale bullshit, knowing these hoes ain't nowhere near that shit. Anyway, too, that's all I wanted to cut today and shit. I might come back later on and cut some more. But this shit I had to get off my chest, because I'm tired of hearing this stupid ass shit. None of y'all are fucking queens. None of you single ass heifers are fucking queens. You wanna be a queen? Get fucking married. And treat your husband right. And be righteous. And be feminine. That's the only way y'all gonna be any kind of queen. Period. Yo. That being said, Red Blizzard 357 to your head. And I'm out.